Happy Monday and welcome to Weekly Soul Guidance with myself, Rebecca from Libra Lights. Happy Samhain. It is Monday, the 31st of October, which means Samhain celebrations begin, otherwise known as Halloween. So how can I not talk about that today? So I thought what we'd do is just have a chat about the origins of Samhain and maybe what we can do, like little rituals, or how we could celebrate that this evening when it gets dark. So first of all, confession, I've never done anything around Samhain before. So I've done some research for this video. I thought I'd go full in this year and learn about it and just share what I've learned with you. It may be that you celebrate it every year, so you probably know more than me. So just a confession that I'm not an expert on this. So if I get anything wrong, let me know. And I thought we'd pull some cards just to see what Spirit has to say about this celebration using the Metatron deck. But because Samhain originates from Celtic traditions, I thought I'd use the Celtic tree oracle as well. So if you're like me, don't really know what it means, never really done anything to celebrate it, hopefully you'll find this video useful. Oh yes, I'm still campervanning, as you can see, and currently in Kendal in the Lake District, surrounded by trees, which is also why I'm using this deck. And this morning, at night we hear owls and foxes anyway, which is amazing because I don't hear them at home. There was an owl really close to the caravan, probably about 6:30 this morning, so it was amazing to hear it that close. We did try and open up the door to go out and find it, but it must have heard us and flew off. So it's great to be in the middle of the woods for Samhain as well, and a lot of other caravans are putting me to shame. They've got pumpkins, skeletons, tombstones and everything all around their caravan. So at night when it's dark, I'm definitely going to go out for a walk later. But let's look into the origins of Samhain. So it's spelled Samhain, and I am actually pronouncing it correctly because I checked. I know I'm terrible with pronunciation, but I believe Samhain or Samhain is the way that you pronounce it. So it starts today, Monday 31st of October, and ends tomorrow, Tuesday the 1st of November. And it's a Gaelic festival marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, beginning of the dark half of the year. And you may have seen my post a couple of days ago. I start to get fed up when the sun goes at this time of year. I've never been diagnosed with it, but I probably do have SAD, seasonal affective disorder, so I do have a lamp that I use. But yeah, this time of the year is difficult for me. So it merges with Halloween, but it was first observed by Celtic pagans, and it marks the Celtic New Year, hence the celebrations. And what it means is that the barriers between the physical world and the spiritual world are really thin over these 2 days. So they used this time to contact ancestors, because it's easy for them to cross over. So you might find in your dreams you're having a lot of dead loved ones visit you at this time, because the veil's so thin it's easy for them to cross over. Now traditionally, what the Celtics used to do was, this is really interesting, after the harvest work was complete, celebrants joined with druid priests to light a community fire using a wheel that would cause friction and spark flames. That's like the Catherine wheels that we use, isn't it, on bonfire night? The wheel was considered a representation of the sun and used along with prayers. Cattle were sacrificed and participants took a flame from the communal bonfire back to their home to relight the hearth. So that may very well still go on in some communities, but that's the kind of thing they used to do. Now it's believed at Samhain that Irish spirits and fairies are known to roam the night. So that is where this tradition of getting dressed up comes from. because they believed if they disguised themselves they wouldn't get kidnapped by these fairies or spirits. And in order again not to get kidnapped by the spirits and fairies, they would leave food offerings out for the fairies, food and drink offerings. So I might do that tonight. If I leave fairy gifts, I usually try and leave something sweet, like a little bit of chocolate and maybe a little bit of whiskey. They love that. So I might leave that out by the tree that's just outside my door tonight. One of the things I'm definitely going to do, because Samhain is a time for endings, because it marks the end of harvest time and the beginning of this dark phase, is writing fears and limiting beliefs and unhealthy habits on a piece of paper and then setting fire to it. So I'm definitely doing that tonight. That might be something that you want to do. And then another brilliant idea, I don't know if I can do this because it's difficult to get to shops here, but creating an autumn feast with Samhain foods. And I'll put in the description the website links where I got this information so you can go and read more about it. But it says incorporating vegetables and fruits such as pumpkins, gourds, squashes, potatoes, carrots, beets, turnips, apples and pomegranates into anything that you cook tonight. So some of the most common dishes for Samhain are pumpkin pie or pumpkin soup. Apple dishes and gingerbread would also suit well for a Samhain ritual. So there's some ideas on what you can do tonight, other than the traditional Halloween celebrations. I'm sure if you've got children, you're going out trick-or-treating. But if you wanted to do some traditional Samhain things, there's some ideas. So shall we see what the decks have to say for Samhain? Let's go to the Metatron deck first, shall we? And I've decided that for my weekly soul guidance videos, at the end of them, I'm going to speak my ancient soul language with the intention that the energy from me speaking the soul language gives you what you need for the week. So I'm going to do this every week at the end of the video. But first of all, let's pull some cards. So 3 shuffles. Let me know in the comments what you're going to do tonight. For Samhain, I would really love to know. And the 3rd card down, so Metatron. Let's think of an intention. How should we celebrate Samhain? Karma, untying the knots. First of all, I feel like this symbol is being given to us for this celebration of Samhain tonight. So just taking this symbol and taking the energy that you're getting from that. And it's a dark, starry background, which will be this evening as we go out and do whatever we're going to do. And just take in this symbol. And there's 10 squares in that symbol as well. That feels significant. The 10 squares. But this card talks about karma and untying the knots. So Metatron is saying that tonight's a good night to kind of evaluate the last few months leading up. Oh God, October's the 10th month. Yes, love it. Love it. So evaluate the last 10 months. Maybe for each month, writing a little sentence, if your memory is really good. What each month represented for you. Maybe an energy or something you did each month. Or something that happened that you don't want to repeat. So energies that you want to get rid of for each month. That would be a good exercise. I think I'll try and do that later. Thank you, Metatron. So Metatron's talking about evaluating. And then karma, of course, is a bit like the judgment card in the tarot. If you've done no harm this year and been of service to people and worked on yourself, done your shadow work, then that's all going to come back to you tenfold, 10 squares. That's what Metatron's saying. Yeah, so tonight's a good time to reevaluate the last 10 months. Thank you. Love it. Okay, let's look at the Celtic tree deck. And I will read the book on this because I'm not too clued up on the meaning of trees. But I love this deck and I love reading about it and learning. Okay, third card down. And we've got the yew tree. Oh my god. Don't you just love it when the right card comes out? The yew tree, I'm pretty sure, unless I'm wrong, I'm going to read the book, is meant to be the access place for the underworld. You often find them in cemeteries. So what better tree to come out, I want to swear, for effing Samhain. The yew tree. Right, let's read the book. It'll be hilarious if I'm wrong now, but I'm pretty sure. I'm correct. Yeah. The totem of the yew tree is the Grim Reaper. I love spirit. And the vulture. The deities and guides, the crone aspects of the goddess, Pluto, Anubis, which is the Egyptian god that's got the dog head, which helps people to transition to the underworld, and the ancestors. Bloody brilliant. So the Io, you, should we just call it you, lives for a very long time. And you'll often find them in the cemeteries of Great Britain. Love it when I'm right, because it's very rare. They maintain the silence for the souls that have crossed the veil, and with them we move toward winter and the winter solstice as the yew marks endings and rebirth. This tree also stands for silence, contemplation and meditation. The yew links us to the ideas of rebirth and reincarnation. So let's have a look what the message is from the yew tree. Okay. I am the yew. I connect you to the aspirations of your lineages and your ancestors. I connect you to your homelands. I hold ancient spiritual teachings and knowledge. I am full of the hope of your people. I connect you to loved ones who have passed over. I am here to remind you that space and time are inventions, not the true foundation of reality. Be patient. I offer you courage and inner knowing. Do not be afraid of change or death. They are just portals into new beginnings. Breathe deeply. Listen to the inner silence in which you can hear what has gone before and that which endures for all time. You are part of an important legacy. You are a steward of Mother Earth with work to do. Protect her as she is paradise. Be kind to yourself. Treat yourself with love and respect. You are a holy being of great potential. Grief will deepen you. Allow us to fill you with hope and trust and belief that the light will return and you will burn even brighter than you could have imagined. You are loved. I got a real feeling and that was for somebody that's watching that has recently lost a loved one. That was a beautiful message for you. And maybe it would be good for you to go and find a yew tree to connect with. Fantastic messages for Samhain. I hope you found that useful. And now I'm going to speak my ancient soul language. So as a soul, this is a language that I have spoken in many lives. So all you need to do now is just take the energy of this language in. If you want to, you can close your eyes so you can feel it more internally. And I will just stop the video at the end of it. But in the comments, let me know where you felt this language that I spoke. Maybe you felt it in a chakra. Let me know what energy it gave you, because I'd love to know if everybody feels the same thing. Okay, so just take a deep breath. Karashasi manakashalasak fashukolara manakashako. Kalamashakasi ramanakashala fakash. Shu karamanakashala fash. Kalamanakashara shafakashala. Karamanakasha falashakalana manakara. Kashamanakalafa. Karamalaka shafakasa kanara kasabrakanaka. Kulamanakasharakaska. Deep breath. And I'll see you next week.